Since ancient times, half-human, half-animal creatures have been spoken of. And while it's unlikely that anything like that existed in days past, it's seeming more and more possible, and even very likely, that scientists have broken such a disturbing barrier. These creatures are called chimeras. Chimera is a Greek name for a mythical fire-breathing creature with a lion's head, the body of a goat, and the tail of a snake. And while it sounds disgusting, what's even more disgusting than that is that photos and articles of human-animal chimeras have been surfacing recently. Genetically mutated animals and food are nothing new. GMO tomatoes have the DNA of fish. A goat has been genetically spliced with a spider, allowing its udders to carry spider silk rather than milk. Crazy, but when you put humans into the equation, substantial ethical and moral questions have to be asked. Should this even be done? In the early 1900s, Soviet scientists were ordered by Stalin to try and create super soldiers by crossbreeding humans with chimpanzees, and the Nazis also performed deeply disturbing experiments in an attempt to cross animals with humans, in their words, in hopes to create monsters. The details of these experiments are absolutely terrifying. Yet, when these experiments are carried out today with test tubes, computers, and artificial wombs, it becomes less obvious to some as to whether or not they should be carried out at all. Then there's the question of how God feels about all of this. I've heard time and time again concerning the boundaries that God would never allow man to do X, Y, Z, and over, that's disproved. God would never allow a human to be cloned, for example. It's my impression that the range of activity which God permits his children is quite broad. Even when he commands against it, he permits it for the sake of being just. So, continuing with how God fits into the equation of creating a new species, does it have a soul? Is it a human soul, if it's a chimera, or an animal soul? Again, it's quite possible that it's either and or both. As the scriptures illustrated at the time of Jesus, God permitted the evil spirits once possessing a man to possess swine. However, the swine weren't too impressed with their corporeal roommates and promptly threw themselves off a cliff rather than share their flesh with Satan's acolytes. So it's likely to me that God would be displeased, to put it lightly, with the reconfiguring of the tabernacles made in his image with those of lesser beings. He's not going to stop it from happening, though. Furthermore, it's not a creation. It's like taking two boxes of puzzles and building a new image using the pieces. But should it be done? When the creature is created, does it have human rights? Does it have animal rights? Does it have both because it's a product of both, or neither because it's neither? And what are the benefits of such beings? To carry out scientific experiments like lab testing on more human-like animals? To create a new subclass of humans? Then there's the health risks to all mankind. What diseases, bacteria, viruses once restricted to animal species would then be able to mutate in a human chimera and then survive in a human host? Many scientists claim that mankind is well overdue for a global plague epidemic. A chimera could usher in countless new opportunities for such a cataclysmic event. Personally, I think it's grossly wrong, entirely irresponsible, and deeply troubling to consider that scientists throughout the world have already undertook such experiments, playing God and fathering what could become a literal abomination of desolation. And yet, I know that it is inevitable that creating chimeras will be done on a much grander scales, eventually becoming common knowledge and even generally acceptable, even though it's all wrong in my opinion. So what do you think? Do you believe that the photos and these articles are real? If it hasn't happened yet, do you think God would prevent it? And more importantly, should such a thing even be attempted? I'd like to hear your opinions and thoughts on the matter in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you want more videos like this, please click subscribe and be sure to ring the bell so that you get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching. I really enjoy making this content. I plan to do a lot more in the future.